Welcome to the Transformation Church Weekly Follow-Up Podcast, where we get to follow up, break down, and discuss last Sunday's message. Our goal is to help create context and drive conversation to learn more about what God has for us. Now let's join our team as we gain deeper insight into this week's message.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Transformation Church Weekly Follow-Up Podcast. I am your host, Justin, with the lead pastor here, TC, Brad Livingston, the co-host.
Did you blank out?
Yep. I did.
You do a number of podcasts.
The one guy. I did. I can never remember how we intro or outro. They all run together.
Do you intro all the podcasts you're on?
No, I mean sometimes.
Yeah.
We rotate the other one, but I can never remember how to close it or I don't know.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
I just wing it. I'm just winging life right now.
There's so many things going on.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, I think we recorded 3 podcasts on Friday.
You did,
and then we got another one. Another one of ours kicking back off soon at some point.
Yeah, we've pushed it back a couple times.
No one with like PD you're supposed to be doing too.
Yeah, I mean, we got.
I don't think I'm involved in that.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and Pastor Dan are kicking off the Pastor to Pastor podcast.
That'd be good.
So
I'm glad I'm not involved in that.
You got enough podcasts.
Enough. 3's enough.
Had it. It's enough.
3 kind of 4.
3 kind.
We had 4 for a while.
There's that 4th one that maybe one day we'll get around.
I would love to get that one. That was the Real Talk podcast.
The Real Talk podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, dang COVID kind of just put a damper on all the other extracurricular ones.
Well, yeah, it did. And it didn't help that, like, right at that moment, we bought the building. So it was like...
Yeah, it was
we were renovating, and it was just some...
Yeah, it was a lot of tough and go. Stop and go. Tough and go?
Tough and go?
Tough and go, guys. That's what you say.
Tough and go.
Stop and go.
The Real Talk was fun, and I would like to kind of get that back going. Maybe we will. It's a little more... The intention of it was a little more... like some of these other podcasts, other than this one, but some of the other ones... Like the one I do for PYP, we record 3 or 4 episodes at a time. We try to for the next whole month.
Yeah.
So you're not recording every week, type of thing.
Yep.
Which is easy to do when you just when you're planning out the content. But the Real Talk was a little more like supposed to be kind of
current events,
what's happening right now in the world.
We've had some doozies that we could have.
I know,
covered.
but it's like you got to come every week and do that, which is fine. I mean, it's it takes an hour out of your day just to do just a recording part. But then there's more to it. There's a bit of a back end. Which can be hard
enough.
If you're not consistent with your podcast, it's really tough. And that's what even the PYP one, I think we learned, I think I probably had it, I had known this because we do a podcast, this one here for the church.
Yeah.
But I think as a team, we learned, like, it's not just record. There's a back end process. There's a promotion process that you get at some point. It takes attention. Mm-hmm. You got to give it attention.
Yeah. Well, especially in that world, because luckily for us, we are a content generating machine as a church. We're constantly generating content. PYP, you got to figure out what your content's going to be. So that's even more.
It is.
You guys got a good team, but still, it's so.
Yeah, and Meg, who does that, the other Meg Rich, she is really good at coming up with content. And then we have plenty of people to pull from to be on it with us, guests other on our leadership team and, people from the community or whatever. But it still just takes a lot. It's not just like you can come here and record and be done with it. There's editing, there's posting, then you got to get some, to promote it properly on social channels. You're going to have pictures from the thing. And, sometimes you have a little clip you want to put as the little teaser. There's a lot. It takes you must need a person to manage that.
Almost. We have a person. Speaking of, John, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, everybody.
You're on video and on the microphone today.
I know. They finally let me in front of the camera today.
Yeah, right.
They're not happy about it, but here we are.
Yeah.
Don't let them down. Don't let the people down.
That's right, John.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't look at my
the
face.
Best version of you.
Don't look me in the eye.
Hey, I'm wearing black like you today.
What? Yeah. I guess so.
You wear black a lot.
John, he did not know what to say.
I'm wearing a black.
I guess I was like, I looked at him and I was like, well, yeah, I guess it's just a black,
a black hoodie.
But that's really.
I bought a bomber jacket not that long ago. I ordered it online, and it fit so weird. I sent it back.
They are weird fitting jackets. You have to go. Sometimes you have to go up a size.
I think I did that, and it was. My problem is I have like shorter arms.
Yeah. I
So
feel that.
sometimes like if I go up a size, it doesn't do me any favors.
Yeah.
The whole thing though fit like really weird. I stood there and I was like, this looks terrible. Like
Did you zip it up or did you just keep it open?
both. Like I looked at, I was like,
Because if I zip this up, it looks weird on me.
no, even open, it did not. It was just a weird like cut. I don't remember where I got it from. Might have been Old Navy. I took it back.
That makes sense.
I took it. I ordered it online, but took it back to the store. I was like, it didn't look good.
This ain't it.
I ordered this from Amazon.
Oh really?
Yeah, $30.
That's the one that I ordered too, and waited like 6 months and never got it.
Yeah, and then I ordered a green one, and it came in before he even got his.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
Because why not?
Interesting.
Yep.
So yeah.
I like them because they can. They're not that heavy. Like they're not heavy jackets.
Right.
And like from a style perspective, like layering it, having a T-shirt
Pretty
on
modern.
underneath or something.
Well, I
Or,
started branching out, without wearing. I'm not wearing as much black anymore. I mean, you can tell that I'm wearing black today.
Yeah.
black,
As he sits in,
black.
yeah. At least your shirt's whatever color that is.
Yeah, today was one of those days you got up, it's raining and cold, and I was just like black.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I do get that.
Yeah.
but I mean, I have been wearing I have white shoes now. I've got like beige shirts.
He's been branching out. We gave him a hard time long enough.
Black
us in
is
Savannah,
black
we
is a
finally switched it up.
forgiving color though.
It is.
Everyone needs black stuff.
It's made me look a lot better than I needed to be.
It makes you look slimmer.
It does.
All those things.
It does.
I like wearing white, but white is the opposite.
Yeah.
But I like
is allowed.
I like a white shirt, like a white polo or a white button down.
Yeah.
But white just man.
Yeah. It does you no favors.
None.
Zero.
Yeah.
I've been looking for I want a buddy of mine wore one a couple weeks ago. He showed up to this thing, and it was not a puffer jacket, like a puffer vest.
Yeah.
It was a vest like a puffer vest is. So when I say vest, I didn't want you to think like a dress
vest, not like a
Okay,
3-piece suit.
like a vest, like a little bit higher collar. You would
Zipper.
wear when it's cooler,
Yeah,
zipper
yeah,
front.
yeah.
It was like his was blue, but it wasn't like the puffer.
Okay.
So the same time I ordered the bomber jacket from Old Navy, I ordered a puffer vest from Old Navy, and I didn't like it either. It was way too bulky. Like I wanted it to be not that bulky.
Yeah.
I guess it would be great if you were using it for if it was really cold.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it either, so I took that and the jacket back. But,
That makes sense.
But I wanted
Kohl's has some decent ones.
no, they don't.
Really? Not anymore?
When I went the other day,
I got one from Kohl's recently. It's pretty nice.
I got a gift card from Kohl's, so I went in there like last Friday or Thursday or something.
Nothing?
They had nothing there.
Wow.
The whole place, they barely had any men's clothes. It seemed like.
Really?
And first of all, they sell Tommy Hilfiger now at Kohl's. Weird.
I
But
have not heard the name
Yeah, I
Tommy
haven't heard that in a
Hilfiger
while.
I don't know. I couldn't
It's just
tell
like
you how long.
Champion. They're trying to make a comeback.
Tommy.
It's on the come up.
They got Tommy in there. But they didn't have a lot of selection at all. They had plenty of Levi's, like if you wanted jeans, I think, but like in the shirt section where all that stuff,
Yeah.
they didn't have hardly nothing. And
I
I
wonder
was
if they're
like,
like turning the section over, like getting ready for spring or something.
had to be something, but I was hoping I'd find something that had a gift card. But anyways, I'm trying to find like a vest like that. I can't find.
I found mine at Kohl's and Burlington, believe it or not.
I went to Burlington. They didn't have nothing when I went, at least in my
Burlington
size.
is so hit or miss, bro.
I hate
You
it.
can go in there sometimes and it's like, oh,
Hate
I find
it.
everything.
I
I'm looking
rarely
for.
go anywhere.
But it's like
that.
1 out of 10 times that happens. The other 9, it's like nothing.
I did buy a sport coat from there, which I don't like cheap sport coats like that, but I needed one quick.
Well, most of them aren't like,
Oh, they're cheap.
I mean, they're cheap, but they're like, they're cheap the same way like every, like even like to me, because I have a Men's Warehouse jacket and I got at Burlington, and they are almost the same quality. The difference is when I got the Men's Warehouse, when I got it fitted for myself. Right. Obviously, the Burlington one I did not yet get it tailored or whatever. So, but like the quality of it feels the same. But you're just getting it because it's like part of the bulk stuff that's part of the other stuff and all.
Speaking of Men's Warehouse, I'd need a new suit like in the next couple weeks.
Oh, yeah?
I may go get one. I need one. I don't want to spend tons of money, but I do need a suit. I got some stuff coming up. The suit I had I like, but
Oh, what? You doing a wedding? A wedding or something?
a little tight in the waist area. A little. It
just
shrunk on me while I was hanging in the closet.
Take it to take it to just let him let the pants out.
I know, but I want a different color. It's charcoal.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
charcoal.
that makes sense.
I want a navy.
You want a blue one, yeah.
Yeah.
Every
What is
man needs
A navy suit.
A navy suit.
And a charcoal. Charcoal.
I have a charcoal. I don't have a navy yet. I need to get.
Every man needs a
I
navy
think
suit.
charcoal is good because it's not black, but it's close to black.
Yep.
A black suit is very. I mean, that's harsh. I'll say harsh in a bad way, but like it's black. Like,
Yeah.
It almost looks too formal for most things.
Yeah.
Charcoal is a real good color. But I think every dude needs a blue suit.
At minimum, a blue jacket.
Not blue. Not too blue. It needs to be a darker blue.
Yeah.
I'll do like a blue though, but you can't wear it to as much stuff. It's a little more. It's
Right.
a little more.
Because the darker blue is
Darker blue
classier.
is more acceptable.
Yeah, you wear it to
absolutely.
a funeral. You can wear it to a job interview, a wedding.
Yeah.
And with the blue, you can use it as like a sport coat. Like you wear it with like khakis and kind of do it that way, which is what I do
Or
sometimes.
even
I do
jeans.
even
Yeah,
jeans,
even
even jeans. I bought
You've done that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
On,
I bought a new sport coat not that long ago. I think
Easter.
before Christmas. No, before Christmas. I bought the one I wore at Christmas. I just bought at
Yeah.
Burlington.
Yeah.
But I wear it with khakis a good bit. I wore it like last week to this PYP thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know why this is a fashion podcast. All of a sudden.
We just started talking about black apparel, and then
I just
there.
Yeah.
I love a suit.
Yeah.
I do. You just feel powerful in a suit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to lose weight again so I can feel better in a suit. You reach a certain point in the suit where it's like I don't feel good in this. Like I feel like.
Well, I think part of that has to do with the fit. Like I understand what you're saying. Like I put on a little weight and my suit got a little tight because it's fitted.
Yeah.
Like you're so uncomfortable.
Well, yeah. Well, not only that, just like in general, like to me, at some point, like bigger dudes wearing suits, at some point it looks like Bruce.
Yeah.
At some point, it just kind of feels like a blanket that's laying over the top of you.
Well, and that's good. I mean, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean,
so yeah. For me, it's just like losing weight again, all that stuff.
and I think
I lost
suits,
it and I gained it and lost it.
I think suits, they are more comfortable the more you wear them. Like you get, if you're not
Yeah,
used
fair
to
enough.
wearing a suit
Yeah.
or like a shirt with a tie because it's buttoned up to your neck.
Yep.
It's like that's uncomfortable if you're not used to it. But I think it gets
That makes sense.
It gets a little more comfortable.
I've been to so many of these like weddings and stuff lately that I've gotten to where like the suit doesn't bother me like it used to be like and I got to where it just stopped bothering me a little bit.
especially if it's the right size. Like sometimes they're a little
Yeah.
tight. Same thing. And that's been my issue though because I'm short and because I have short arms. A lot of times I buy a shirt where it fits here, but it's it's like a 32, 33 in the length, the sleeve length.
Yeah.
But it's like a 15 in the neck where I really probably need like a 17 or something. So it's like I don't buy it to tighten. I don't buy it to button where the tie because it's too tight.
Yeah.
It's like something you would wear not with a tie, like open.
Yeah,
But
I feel that.
It's like if I try to button this, I'm gonna strangle myself.
Yeah.
That's why you spending on nice dress clothes, spending a little more, and it all be the size you need.
Yeah.
In the neck, in the sleeves, the whole
Yeah,
thing.
I have a really weird body shape anyways. Like
I have short legs.
I'm a bigger guy, like I'm a heavy set guy, so that doesn't help. I'm 6'3" with almost a 6'6" wingspan. So heavy set, tall, so finding anything that like fits me is like super strange. So like if it's the right sleeve length and the right neck size, it's like shows my torso and it's like, oh dude. Like
it's tough out there in these streets.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Fun fact: my doctor said I was going to be over 6 foot when I was in 7th grade.
What are you?
What am I now?
Yeah, you're 5'11".
I'm like 5'10" and a half.
5'10" and a half.
What a liar that doctor was.
Yeah. Well,
Unacceptable.
my what's funny is you would think my legs are long, but they're not. My legs are short. My torso is tall. It's weird.
What length pants do y'all buy?
I'm in 30.
Yeah.
So I just went to a 32.
See, I buy 30 because that's the most common, and that's the most common in of the shortest of the sizes.
Yeah.
But I have all my jeans him 30 is
Oh
way
yeah,
too
no.
long.
So I used to be 32, but now that styles have kind of changed a little bit, I'm like a 29 for like my higher rise stuff. You know, like now so 32. If I was gonna rock like pants like how we used to rock pants, like if I was gonna wear my pants the way yours are now, where they kind of meet the shoe and kind of bunch up a little bit, I would be a 32. But But like these, like you can see how like my sock, like how John is, like the new stuff. These are 29s.
Yeah.
But
these actually, I had these him, but she didn't go as short as I wanted.
Yeah.
But I have to have all mine because 30 is way too long.
Yeah.
I probably need like 27.
Yeah.
28.
Yeah.
Like seriously.
Because I used to wear 32s, but they were too long.
Yeah.
She takes off probably a good bit. Short.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Hey,
do what you
gotta do what you gotta do. What are we talking about?
If you're still with us,
What size pants do you wear? Drop in the comment.
we only care about the length. We don't care about your
Yeah,
waist.
I don't care
So,
about the waist.
no, yeah. So there you have it. If you're still with us and you're a woman and now you know what your husband might need in regards to clothing, make sure he goes and gets a dark blue suit that's fitted and tailored to his size with the proper pants length. That's what you got out of this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're a guy, make sure you got at minimum a navy blue jacket. Best case scenario is a navy blue suit with a pair of brown shoes, brown belt, and a white shirt.
And two things to
Oh,
dudes
boy.
that wear a jacket, a suit jacket
All right.
or a sport coat.
All right, since we're here,
If you don't cut that tag off of the sleeve, what's wrong with you? Cut that thing off.
okay,
It's not supposed to be there.
Oh, and I know where you're going on the second one already.
And the second
button.
one is never button the bottom button.
Oh, that wasn't where I thought you were going, but yes, that is true. Yeah.
Never. Some dudes button both. Like if it's most time it's a 2 button. Most dudes a lot of dudes will button both. Don't do
No,
that.
you never button the bottom.
You never button the bottom button on a jacket.
Yeah. And when you cut the label, when you cut the tag
Oh
off
yeah,
the hand,
cut the things in the vents.
cut the vents. Yeah.
You call more people out on that than I've ever, like,
I do. I want
what's
them to look
funny-
good. Like especially when we like the 2 times a year we dress up in our church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dudes
cut that,
come in.
Cut that. Cut. Yeah, we walk around with knives. No,
Oh, I was like, what are you pointing at?
No, when you look at the other guys, it's like, hey, cut that. Hey, cut that.
You
hey,
seeing
cut
stuff
yeah.
that we're not-
We
no,
literally
it's
walked around. What I don't remember what year it was. We walked around and like I had a knife in my pocket, and there was I walked up with like 3 guys, and like stand still, like cutting them off. You know.
But I do get the button because it immediately tells me like you don't know how to. I don't say you don't know how to dress, but let's dress nice. Like that's just
You
like a
don't wear
common
this
thing. It's like you don't wear this enough, so it's like you never button the bottom button. And then you're supposed to unbutton as you sit down. A lot of times you button as you come up. I like to you don't have to button if you're
I stay
staying
unbuttoned
up.
a lot.
I stay unbuttoned a lot, but especially if it doesn't fit as good as I would like it to. If it's
Feel that.
tight, like I'm not buttoning this.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's the same thing with the flannel.
What?
What?
Button up here.
Oh, like a
Button-
cholo?
button-
Is that derogatory?
Oh no.
And it's like
it up.
if you're wearing a jacket, like you don't want the sleeves to be too long. You should show shirt cuff. You know, you
Right.
should show shirt cuff. Things like that. You know, like you could tell sometimes when a dude bought it off the rack and like the jacket hangs down, like that's way too. The jacket should not be on your hand; it should be up on your wrist.
But sometimes you can't really help that.
Yes, you can. You don't buy that and wear it.
Well, it depends on like what it is. If mine go too long, I just roll the sleeve.
On a suit jacket?
Oh, no, not a suit. I thought you were talking about just like a regular jacket.
No. I'm talking about like a sport coat, a suit jacket.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
regular
that
jacket.
yeah.
Regular jacket.
You get it tailored.
game, you know.
You get that tailored. But yeah.
yeah.
I
Or-
thought you were talking about like just a jacket.
No, like a sport jacket or a suit jacket. Anyways,
Well, Sunday was good.
let's imagine if we all dressed very well.
Yeah.
What a segue.
What a segue.
No,
bad,
Sunday
honestly.
was good. Pastor Dan, you know,
Brought the heat, man.
even
He
with a
was-
little bronchitis residual going on in his lungs.
Yeah, he was preaching. So, the crisis of insufficiency.
He
Serious
really
time.
thought he was at our small group on Sunday night.
Yeah.
He really did not like the 9:00 message.
Yeah.
He felt like it didn't make. He felt like he wasn't connecting the dots. It wasn't making sense. I was like, it was really good. He was like, no, everybody's just being nice. I know when I've preached long enough. I know when you don't hit the mark. And I was like, I literally think you're being incorrect. Like I'm not just being nice.
He's just
Yeah,
critical of his stuff.
Yeah, you're hypercritical
of yourself.
you know,
Yeah,
of
I get
yourself,
it.
Yeah.
But I was like, it made to me the dots were connected.
I
It
told
made
him same
sense.
thing. A lot of people in the lobby was like, "Yo, like he killed it today," and I went and told him, I was like, "Hey, man, like great, we're getting great feedback." Like, you know, but
He was like, he's like, I try to do better in the second. He was like, it's
a flow thing. When you're communicating, it's a flow thing, and it's also a feedback thing. And like, when you're preaching, so there's teaching, there's preaching, and then what we call treaching, which is like a combination of the two. And he was in preach mode, and the congregation, it took them a while to get into preach mode with him to where like he was getting feedback. And so there's like a cadence to that, that if you don't feel like you're catching the cadence right, it can feel like things just aren't kind of vibing the way that you want them to. And I think he was kind of experiencing that type of like motion. And then you in your mind, like you've done this before, and John, I know you like preach to teenagers stuff, and it's like
horribly, but yes, go ahead.
There's like a flow. There's a way that you want it to flow, and when you don't feel like it's flowing the way you want it to flow, it doesn't matter how well it hits out there. You feel like you.
100%.
And that was kind of where me and him talking. He's like, that's kind of where I feel like I'm at. And I was like, at the end of the day, like the Lord's speaking, and he spoke through you. Like it did exactly what we wanted it to do and what you wanted it to do. Just because your flow wasn't what you wanted, it sounds like a rapper, but just because your flow wasn't what you wanted, doesn't mean it didn't.
It was very good.
Do well. So yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So.
He's such a natural though, and that's the hard thing. Like everyone that sits there and listens to him, it doesn't seem like he had any mess ups or any issues. So
no, I mean he brought the heat, and he did a good job, and that's why everybody in the lobby was like, wow. Some of them have never heard him preach before, and I was like, yeah,
oh, that's right,
he's the OG, man.
Yeah,
like, somebody was like, man, now I see. Talking about like they were talking about me. They're like, I see where you get it from. Like we're talking about when I go like when it goes from teaching to preaching. He was like, this makes a lot of sense. And I was like, yeah, the apple don't fall far from the tree when it comes to that.
And it's not
preachy stuff.
It wasn't only the people at our church. It was from, Justin made the reel.
Yeah.
It skyrocketed.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wow.
Like people were giving like I know likes don't mean much, but on reels they mean something.
They do. Yeah.
So like
you could scroll right past that in a heartbeat.
You can.
Yeah.
So this was our first reel video that we've gotten well over 100 likes on.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 5,000 views.
Yeah. Huh? So, which I don't know how I feel about that.
3,700.
Yeah.
3,700 views. I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot. I mean,
no, it was good, man. And so he's it was a great message too. I mean, it's just so much truth to that. How we always feel like what we have is not enough. Like that's just the general thing, like I touched on that the week prior, and then he brought it home on Sunday. It's like so many times where we're looking at what other people have, and we're like, well, if I had that, then I would do blank. And God's like, cool, but I didn't ask you to do what I'm asking you to do with what they have. I'm asking you to do what I'm asking you to do with what you have. In other words, I'm going to ask of them something even bigger because they have something bigger. And like sometimes I think we get it twisted into thinking that because what we have is less, we can't do what God is asking us to do with it. And it's like,
right.
And how you get to having what they have is doing what God is asking you to do with what you have. So like the difference between where you are with a little and where they are with a lot is being obedient with your little bit so that God trusts you with more. Like, so sometimes we just don't make those connections, And so, Pastor Ian talking about just like the crisis of feeling like what you have isn't enough, insufficiency. Like I don't have enough of this and I don't have enough of that. And at the end of the day, what you really don't have enough of is faith.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
And if you had more of that, you would find yourself having more opportunities and more favor to do more with, so that's really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. I think it was a timely message, and it fit in with the whole series.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Absolutely.
It was a good time.
Yeah, and
like we always say too, like go watch it. Or listen to the whole thing.
Well,
we're not doing it any justice talking about how good he did.
Not at all. Well, especially because he also talked about his story. Giving the story of the widow's Zarephath's one thing. Talking about his story, it's like where he just like, as soon as you thought the story was over, he's like, and then we moved to this place. And like, he, it's like just time and time again, he talks about how he was faithful with what he had, and God just continued to give him more and give him more and give him more.
And those are real stories.
Those are real stories. Like I grew up on those stories. I mean, like up until recently, Like some of the furniture, actually, no, some of the furniture that from that furniture store is still at my parents' house right now. They've had it since before I was born. Like, you know what I mean? Like crazy stuff.
It's real.
Yeah.
And it's like he said, I mean, he was not telling all that stuff to brag. He was telling to like encourage everyone else's faith.
Yeah.
And like strengthen your faith a little bit in like what God can do. Especially in how that plays into where we're at. Like with Imagine and the campaign and the expansion and all that. It's like, you know, like don't be the limit to what God can do for you or in your life or whatever.
Yep, absolutely.
It was good.
Absolutely.
How much he has seen is crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It really is wild. So I think, you know, it's like one day we're gonna nail down enough, you know, like start scheduling out some stuff. You know, I want to get with John. It's like start putting together like some of his stories on YouTube. Yeah, start trying to catalog some of this stuff because it's like, man, these are miracles you want to be able to reference and encourage people with and stuff like that. So
Pastor Dan's a gangster too. And a lot of these other stories.
Yeah, people don't know, man. I'm telling y'all. Ministry started in the South Bronx in the 80s, bro. Like we're talking about mafia, mobsters, drug dealers. Like before Giuliani cleaned up the city. However you feel about Giuliani is irrelevant and politically, but when it comes to the city, he whipped that bad boy into shape and really cleaned out some of the crime stuff that was going on, at least as far as mobsters and mafia and drug dealing and stuff like that.
Well, before he was mayor, I mean, he was a prosecutor. I mean, he went after.
Yeah,
that's how he became mayor, you know?
Yeah, he was. There was some. So that I mean, PD was up in the Bronx. Like, yeah, their church was on the corner, like the corner that the church was on, and the church is still there, was like the second most dangerous city in the United States of America or something. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I grew up on like hearing all the stories. Like I used to tell students at Pipeline, every time he'll come in and teach a session in Pipeline, so I'm like, man, just tell, like, when you get done, just tell a story. You know, just tell a story. And they're always like, that's crazy. I'm like, I'm telling y'all, man, it's some crazy stuff. And then he did it again in Cincinnati, which is crazy too. I mean, it's like, I remember when we went into Cincinnati, like when I was younger, when I was a baby until I was probably like 3 or 4, he was an associate pastor at a different church. Then he launched a church in downtown Cincinnati next to the liquor store. The liquor store was in the lobby of the church, like, because it exists. It was an old theater. And the liquor store was like part connected to the lobby of the theater. So when you were coming in to watch something, you could stop and get something. Like, so when the church bought it, PD didn't shut the liquor store down. And so like people were telling him, like, legit, they would be like, you can't have this here. Like, people got to go past a liquor store to get to the church. And he was like, no, people got to go past the church to get to the liquor store.
Exactly what the problem was.
It's like, so they would have people out in the lobby when people were coming in to buy something to drink. They would be like hit them with the gospel, like right then. Not to say that everyone who buys a drink is like lost, but you know, in the downtown like urban environment, you know, and feed them if they were hungry. Get, you know, like, just, I mean, that cool. was it, bro. They didn't deliver pizzas to our church. Like, like it was crazy. Yeah, right across the street from over the Rhine, downtown Cincinnati. If you're from there, you know exactly where that's at. So it's nuts. Wild, bro. So yeah, he's got story after story after story. It's crazy, man. But what was cool though, and I think this kind of applies not necessarily to Imagine, but I think it applies to just in general, kind of what we're talking about, is like, I remember at one point they had started getting some of the prostitutes in downtown Cincinnati started getting saved, started coming to our church, and some of the guys were upset about it. And so they came by and like kind of trashed the front of our building. And PD tells the story way better, so I'm just giving you, like, based on my memory, the rendition of it, because I was way too young to see it, but I remember him telling the story growing up, and so they, like, these pimps and stuff came by and like trashed the front of our church, threw diesel fuel and paint all over the sign and the walls, like, out, you know, on the outside of the building. And so like the next day, him and some of the leaders from the church showed up to like clean it all up and scrape, you know, repaint, all that stuff. And all of the homeless guys from the community and some of the fathers from the projects across the street stuff showed up when PD and some of the guys were pulling up, and they're like, no, Pastor Dan, like, we got this. He said some of them were still like drunk. You know what I mean? They're climbing 10-foot ladders and like, he's like, no, we got, like, the church had done such a good job taking care of the people in the community, feeding the people that were hungry, you know, taking care of in the projects, taking care of the babies, and, you know, and the fathers of these families were appreciative, and they came over, and like, so these homeless people and people in the project over here, like, fixing the building. He was talking about how some of them were still high or still drunk, or they're climbing ladders and painting walls. But it was cool because, like, the people in the community stood up for the church when they were doing the right thing. And it's like, there's something special about, you know, when you're putting a foot forward, this is who God called us to be, and this is who we're gonna be. And it may not make sense. I remember the church people, not in our church, but we're part of other churches outside of downtown Cincinnati. We're like, I mean, y'all are crazy. Like, that's never, you know, you're never going to make an impact. It's never going to work, and blah, blah, blah. And Pastor Dan was like, watch me do it, you know, and through the power of God, like, you know, he launched that church and, you know, did extremely well. But it's just like, and it's kind of, that does resonate, because it's like the vision we're going into is so big, and it's like we know we're going to have an impact that goes far beyond just church services on Sunday morning and stuff like that. It's like, man, there's what we have in front of us is someone said it the other day. It's like, man, you're thinking of you, not me as in Brad Livingston, you as in Transformation Church. You guys are dreaming about ministry on a scale that people can't fathom right now. And I said, yeah. And I kind of just shook my head, yes, because I was like, because I don't think, you know, as we've said this before, John Maxwell said it at Church of the Highlands. People aren't coming to your church. People are coming to TC, but most of the people coming to TC, they're part of a very small percentage of people that they're responding to friends inviting them or whatever. 67% of our county doesn't go to church anywhere. Yet there's plenty of church options for them to go to. It's like, you can't drive a mile without passing 7 churches. So people know where churches are at. They don't think there's anything that the church has to offer them.
It's true.
So to think that we can just do ministry the same way we've always done it, and people are just going to magically one day feel like they need to walk through our doors is
irresponsible.
It's an ignorant, irresponsible concept. I don't mean ignorant. Like, I don't mean that to sound as demeaning as maybe the word sounds like. Or it's an uneducated decision-making concept. Like, people aren't going to do that, right? Like, if they haven't walked before now, they're not going to start walking.
My question would be like, how's that going for you?
right. So it's like, so we got to find a way to do ministry that we can start engaging with people in various formats, and
like the metaverse.
Yeah.
No, it's a serious conversation. I know it's a laugh.
I'm laughing because of our conversation yesterday.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
So whether it be the metaverse or whether it be a basketball gym or a wellness center or a mental or behavioral health clinic or whatever, number of things that's on the horizon for us. We got to figure out a way to do it differently because It's important. And the gospel is necessary. The message has never changed, man, but over the centuries, the methods sure have.
Absolutely.
And the only people that get married, the people that get married to methods as much as they're married to the message are the ones that get left behind. Just ask the Antioch and Jerusalem church. So you got to constantly be looking at who God is sending you to and the ways in which you're going to reach them, etc. So
it's the whole thing's just changing out there.
Yep.
It's a big, not just a communication shift, but like technological shift. It's like, I don't think the church is ever going to go away.
No.
But man, I think it's definitely going to look different in how a lot is done, you know?
Definitely.
And that's, if you hear that and you think of opportunity, it is. If you hear that and think of obstacle, it is. You know? For us, it's opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Opportunity
is knocking.
All right. I'm sorry for whoever's ears that hurt.
Did that hurt yours? That was opportunity knocking. Go ahead and
answer it. Yeah. So, no, we got some cool stuff coming up around the corner when it comes to the Imagine campaign. So, Imagine campaign, give you guys information.
Yes.
Over the next 3 years, our goal is to pay off $1.2 million worth of debt.
Yes.
On this campus. So that's not the huge gym expansion. That's, we talk about some of those things, and some of those things are coming. We are expanding our current church campus by a little over 10,000 square feet. We're looking at a total square footage footprint of around 29,000 square foot by the time we're all said and done. We're adding about 6,000 square feet to our current TC Kids facility footprint, which that's a huge opportunity for us. Coffee shop open, Sunday through Saturday, big things in that arena, and a number of different things on campus, increasing our paved parking, adding portico or whatever, drive, a number of things to increase our facility and make it more conducive to the ministry that we're currently doing. Much bigger lobby space, probably triple lobby space than we currently have. So the $1.2 million, the Imagine campaign, it's all about this campus that we currently are facilitating ministry in, and again, paying off $1.2 million worth of debt. When we're done with the expansion, we should be somewhere around the $2.6 million range. We want to pay 1.2 off over 3 years. We'll be sitting on about 1.3 to 1.4 by the time that's all said and done. And by the grace of God, maybe we'll break the 1.2 and do even better.
Let's just do it all,
Yeah, let's wipe it all out. As Pastor Dan said Sunday, in faith, let's believe that God's going to do something supernatural.
Hey, if he's got 1.2, he's got 2.6.
Amen to that. So that's the Imagine campaign. If you want more information on how you can be a part of it in a bigger way, if you're listening, if you're in the Pensacola area, or if you're not, maybe you live in Kentucky or Cincinnati or New York or any of those places that we've talked about, or maybe you just live in, I don't know, Virginia or somewhere that I don't really know anybody that's over there, but maybe one of you that's listening, Nebraska, and you want to be part of what God is doing, you can be part of it too. So just send us an email to contact@transformationchurch.com, and we'd love to connect with you.
Yeah, and there's info on the website, transformationchurch.com.
/Imagine.
I think it's /Imagine, but you'll see it on the homepage. It's there.
Yep.
And
feel free to click on that. Good stuff. Big things happening here. We're excited.
Huge.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It's always going to be funny.
Yeah,
it's funny.
It'll never not be. So, well, that's what we got going on for today.
Go check out the podcast,
the sermon,
the sermon. Listen or watch or whatever. It's on the website if you're looking for a video of it. If you're listening on a podcast, scroll up an episode or down.
Up or down, yeah. However that works.
So the episode before this.
Yep.
You'll hear Pastor Dan going in. So it's good.
Good. Yep. So, question for Justin. This isn't a stupid of a question.
Oh.
But it's just a question. Just curious. What do you think the weirdest phobia is?
I don't know all the phobias.
What do you think is a weird phobia?
I think there's a phobia of phobias.
You think that?
I think that's a thing.
What? Hold on.
I think there's a
like a general
to
phobia
be scared of
phobias?
being scared. Is that what that
scared
is?
of phobias? I think I could have just made that up. I don't know. I don't know all the phobias. I mean, I think that there's obviously like arachnophobia, stuff like that. Like people are legitimately like afraid of spiders and stuff.
Yes, I'm one of them.
I think that's a weird question.
I don't know if it would be a phobia though. I just don't.
I think it's one thing to think a phobia that someone has is weird, unless you have one and can understand. Like I'm scared of heights. Like even with the VR Oculus on, I did not walk the plank.
Yeah.
Even though I know it's not real, it still seemed...
That doesn't make any sense to me. And that the reason is because, like, you went to Chicago and you went up that
I didn't like that either, but I'm inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's glass.
I just stepped out for like a second and I stepped back off.
Oh, I thought well, from the picture, it looks like you've been standing there for a minute.
No, I stood out, I took a picture, I stepped back, like I wasn't really there.
I'm not good with that. Yeah.
I mean, that was
heights.
That was 103 stories up, I think, 101.
Yeah, no, that makes my chest hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
clouds settle in.
below.
And below it.
We were 1,300 feet up. I mean, it was we were at the Willis Tower, Sears Tower. Used to be Sears Tower. That's a little different. I don't mind like a balcony. Like I've been 40-something stories up on in a condo, which is tall for a condo.
Yep.
I don't mind being on the balcony and looking out. I don't like to look down.
Oh yeah. No.
Once you look straight down, I'm like,
looking out, I'm good. Looking
down,
I'm
the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The concert.
Okay, we don't have to bring that up.
Yeah, see, and even I was like, this is
emotional damage.
But at the same time, so it's like I get some phobias. I think, I guess it's a problem if things are like irrational, like where it affects your life.
Yeah.
So I don't know I don't know how to answer what I think the weirdest phobia is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're all strange in their own way, but unless you have one.
I remember the first time that I realized I was afraid of heights. So when I was a kid, I used to ride roller coasters, everything.
I'll ride a roller coaster.
Yeah, Ferris wheel. I could get up there, look down, no problems. It didn't affect me. And then I didn't ride anything or go on anything high for years. And then I remember I went to a friend's condo. He owned a condo out on the beach, and it was like the 30-something floor or something, I don't know, whatever it was. And I remember I walked down his balcony, I looked down, and I was like, I'm not okay. And that was the first time I was like, oh, wow. For real, yeah.
And heights are weird, and maybe it affects people differently. Like, I can do things like zip line. I'll zip line because I feel safe in the harness, and I'm moving.
That makes sense.
But you're not, because you're going down, right? You're going down.
Yeah, but you're high. Like, I mean, when I did it in and some is different. Like when I was in Blue Ridge, Georgia, like 2 years ago, it was the zip line course. It wasn't as high. It was like you're up in the trees and stuff. That to me was a little worse because it's like than the one I did in Gatlinburg, which I mean we were way up there. I mean, you're talking one of the mountains we were on where you start the zip line to go to the other mountain.
Yeah.
That mountain top, you could see like 3 states from there, they said.
Wow.
That's pretty high up there.
It was way up there. And then, I mean, we were 500 feet off the ground on the line, they said, from one side to the other. You're way up there.
50 stories. Yeah.
So, but that didn't bother me. Now, I shouldn't say it didn't bother me. Like, it's an adrenaline rush. Like, there's a part that's like, I wouldn't want to be stuck on the zip. Like, if I stop in the middle, I wouldn't like that at all.
Yeah,
the fact that I'm moving, I can do roller coasters, but I don't like the Ferris wheel.
Right,
too
slow.
So it's,
it's stuck in one spot.
Yeah.
Well, some of those rides like the Ferris wheel.
Sometimes they stop. Up when you're at the
some point they have to because you got to get people off.
Right. So, heights is just a weird one. I don't mind the balcony, like I said, but you start looking down. I don't like climbing a ladder onto a roof.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind getting up. I don't mind being on a roof. I don't mind being on a ladder. I just want to transfer from the ladder to the roof. Yep. Especially coming off.
Yo, yeah, that's the worst.
I don't like that at all.
Hard.
I don't like doing the scaffolding in the auditorium.
Oh yeah, no, had my fair share of that.
Remember when we did the thing and I was up in it?
Yeah.
And it took a while. I had to go higher than I really needed to be so I could be with. At first, I was trying not to go as high, but I'm reaching.
Yep.
And that made it wobble and lean. So I was like, if I got higher than I needed to be, and it just felt safer.
I remember when Kyle DeSoto. I remember when Kyle was like, "Hey, do you mind going up into the attic real fast and grabbing a couple things for me?" I was like, "Yeah, no, that's fine." Yeah, and then I get up there and I'm like, "No,
that was a different game right there."
Like,
son.
You have to be careful where you walk. Like, you have to be careful. Like, you could see straight. It's high.
Yeah, that one was sketchy. Anyways.
I'd never seen that.
You were never up there?
No. Are you kidding? Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
But he just said it nonchalant, like it's not a big deal to be up there, and I'm just like, no.
Kyle and Chris Gardy are like daredevils, so it's good.
Yeah, I don't like the heights like that.
Do you have a weird phobia
of heights?
No, just in general.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know I have a phobia of heights, but I don't.
See, I wouldn't know that I would call mine a phobia. I think phobia is a very distinct. Like, there's a definition. Like, that's like a official type of definition for something.
I have tribophobia.
What is that?
I do know what that is. The holes.
Oh.
Okay. That's funny.
Savannah has the same thing.
That's funny. A lot of people have that apparently. So you talking about when they show the picture of the thing and all that? That gets me too. It weirds you out. Does your heart rate go up?
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that didn't really bother me that much, to be honest.
Oh my god, dude! I remember we went to, where did we go? We went somewhere, and we went into the hotel, and in the hotel lobby they had a giant statue thing.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of it was had a whole bunch oh my! I walked out. I just walked out. I was like, someone else has to check.
You're talking about this, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know what that is, though, right?
What that is, like the phobia?
No, what the thing is. So they use this thing and they Photoshop it onto people's skin, like it's a skin thing or something.
Yeah.
It's a plant.
I don't care what it is.
It's a
don't care.
John, you know what this is?
I don't even like.
No, I've never seen that.
You've never seen that on?
I mean, I've seen that on but I've never seen that actual plant.
So the plant looks like this. So people take that and Photoshop it onto skin.
That's that one that has a bunch of seeds in it or whatever. And
Yeah.
I don't even like what's the pomegranates?
Oh yeah, pomegranates
have the. I don't even want to see it.
I agree with that.
It freaks me out.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say I don't like.
Okay. Yeah, that's disgusting.
I don't want to see it.
That's just gross to look at.
I don't want to see it.
I'm going to show you.
No. You're not showing me.
It's photoshopped, but it's. I wish y'all could see this.
No. You don't need to.
I feel the same way.
Probably know.
My heart rate is up right now. Like my heart rate goes up.
I'm anxious. I'm not gonna say I have anxiety. I am anxious right now.
So that's a phobia.
Knowing that it exists on your phone is making me anxious.
It's tribophobia.
Tribophobia.
Like this. That is photoshopped from the plant onto someone's neck, it's a part of a thing,
and that's disgusting,
dude.
Yeah, it looks.
I cannot.
It doesn't
And for
I'm
the
not
record,
afraid of it. It's just gross to look at.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
If someone walks up to me with a phone on Sunday morning and shows me a picture, I am slapping it out of your hand, and it's going to hit the ground. And when it does, whatever happens to your phone is 100% your fault. Just for the record.
Apparently, a lot of people
don't do that on Sunday.
Apparently, a lot of people have that because when I see that, there's a physiological change in your body.
Yes.
That.
That's how, knowing it was on your phone was making me like this, for real.
It's gross.
No, so to answer your question, I don't think I do.
You can't get it out of your brain.
I'm thinking about it.
I don't have a weird one.
Not like that.
Oh. I don't think I do.
I mean, I know a lot of people don't like roaches or spiders or snakes, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like snakes, and I don't like. No one likes snakes, really.
If you like snakes, you're weird.
But I don't know if I saw a snake.
Oh, I'm running.
Yeah, I don't want to see I'm
running,
especially if it's where it's not supposed to be.
I mean, a snake in my yard is hey, no, we need to take care of that.
There was a video on TikTok. It was a woman as a camera in her room, like a security camera, people have in their house.
Yeah.
A snake came in her room at night.
Stop.
And bit her while she was sleeping. And you can see it on the camera, this big, I think it was a rattlesnake or something, got into her house and and then she's moving as she's sleeping or whatever, and it bit her.
I have multiple questions.
I was like, this is wild.
What is the situation in which a snake is in your home?
I think they just got in.
No.
We had a snake in the
Snakes
church.
do that every once in a while. They just were able to get in somehow. I'm not really afraid of snakes. I'm just more
I'm not a snake that big. A little snake, find it, but that's no.
Oh, this was a thing you could see crawling across her bedroom.
No, sir.
That's too much. That's not something I would want, obviously.
I remember telling Ashley multiple times she would go let the dogs out or something and leave the door open. And I was like, no, ma'am. They'll scratch on it when they're ready to come back in. Do not leave that door open because it only takes a few seconds for something to slither right up it. Nope. It's
true.
Don't do it. I ain't doing it. Not doing it.
Very true.
Well, now I need to go pray.
Pray the phobia away.
What's it called? Trypophobia?
Tribophobia.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Google it, y'all. Y'all Google it and you'll see what's freaking them out.
Savannah has some weird
But you're
ones.
right. It is pomegranate. Even the way pomegranate looks does it too. And those aren't holes.
You're right.
They're seeds. But
It's
the way
a pattern thing.
It's
just
a pattern.
it's the way it looks.
Of anything like that.
But what causes that? Why is it? I wonder.
I don't know. Savannah has a fear. Savannah has that one, and she also has a phobia of wet
Paper.
If it's wet, she doesn't touch it.
Oh, no.
So a wet paper towel or something.
Yeah, I mean it messes. She'll do a like if she has to get like something wet like that, it would be a washcloth. She doesn't want to do anything with paper.
Interesting.
I don't really know.
I
why.
don't particularly care for the texture of like if someone, like not too long ago, someone at my house. I'm not going to say it was Eli. It's probably Eli.
Still halfway covering his mouth as he talks about it.
Yeah, sorry. Like ate something and put the plate in the sink, and there was like a napkin on there, and the napkin got soaking wet.
Ah, yeah,
And I
no.
had to like touch it.
Yeah.
And I'm not scared of it, but it was like, I was like,
It's just gross.
It is
Right.
pretty gross.
That's how I feel about it. It's not like, I don't have a phobia of it though. But
Yeah, Savannah doesn't like it. I did that.
So like the idea of a spitball.
Right. No, she would freak. She would absolutely
that's the information
freak.
you want to give Justin Oswald.
Well, because like I learned that
Pretty
pretty.
church with a straw.
I learned that pretty early on in our relationship because I grabbed a paper towel. This is normal for me. Grab a paper towel, put a little wet on it, and like wipe something up.
Put a little wet on it.
Put a little water on it. You know.
Yeah, I do that.
And then you know, but what I
Well,
did
you can wring a paper towel out.
Yeah, you can, but I didn't need to.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like I had like killed somebody.
Yeah.
She was like, "What are you doing?" It's like, yeah, just She's like, "Do not get that near me." I was like, "Oh, okay."
What's
weird.
the is it Ace Ventura 2 when he hits with the spitball?
Oh,
It's gigantic.
yeah.
You know what? That might be what her trigger is from that movie.
Wait, hold on. Was that?
Yeah, Ace Ventura 2.
You about the giant one?
Yeah,
Was that Ace Ventura 2?
it was.
I remember him spitting the little
Wasn't it?
spitballs at the dude standing on the thing.
Oh no!
Remember he was like,
I'm thinking of
I know, I can see it,
it's
but I can't
Sinbad.
remember.
It's the movie where he's the
He's first kid.
First kid.
Yeah, that's
what it
the
was.
one. He had the tissue roll.
Yeah, the paper towel holder.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It
no,
had the kid from it was the kid from Home Improvement was the bully.
Oh, yeah.
The older brother from Home Improvement. You know, Sinbad.
What a great movie! First Kid was a Sinbad.
Listen,
Great.
a lot of his movies are just like under wrap. Like you can't find them.
I
Can't
wonder
find
if
his
there's-
movies.
I wonder if something. In the
No, I
production.
saw First Kid on something not that long ago.
Yeah.
First
Probably
Kid was a
Disney
great
Plus.
movie, probably that was a great movie.
Yeah. Anyways.
Sinbad. Anyways, well,
Let's get up out of here.
yeah, I'm gonna go pray. I need to deal with this
Tribophobia.
anxious energy that I'm processing.
I got.
Stuff to do.
Yep.
All right, Justin, if any part of this conversation made someone go, you know what, that's the church that I want to check out.
Hey,
Where would they find more information about us?
online transformationchurch.com or Instagram and Facebook at Transformation Pensacola
There you go.
and YouTube.
John, thank you for being part of whatever this was today.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We covered quite the
Gamut.
My.
All right, we'll catch y'all next week for another week,
Yep.
another sermon, another follow-up podcast.
There you
See
guys.
later.
Thanks for tuning in to the Transformation Church Weekly Follow-Up Podcast. It would mean so much to us if you would subscribe, like, and review us